Om. 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 Om Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshabhirya Jatra Sthirairangai Stushtvagum Sastanubhi Veshema Devahitam Yadayu Swasti na Indro Vruddashrava Swasti na Pusha Vishvaveda Swasti nastarksho arishtanemi Swasti no brihaspatirdadatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Mundakopanishad, third Mundaka, first Khanda, mantra 10. Yam yam lokam manasa samvibhati vishuddha sattvaha kamayate yansha kaman tam tam lokam jayate tansha kaman tasmat atmadnyam hi archayet bhuti kama. The jnani who has got knowledge of Akshara Brahma, which itself is our true nature, Atma Swarupa. So, he discovers himself to be that Chaitanya, which is the I in all, including oneself. It is called as what? The Sarvatma Bhava, the knowledge principle, Prajnanam, Chaitanya, Chit, that is I in reality, is the same I in reality in all, including Hiranyagarbha, Virat, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Indra, all beings, human beings, and even other beings. One and the same because of the different types of upadhis, as if vectors appears manifold, but in reality, it is what that one Chaitanya called Akshara Brahma here is the nature of one and all. As a result, for him, everything is nothing but Atma Sarupa, because the entire Jagat has no existence apart from that isness which belongs to Chaitanya, that knowledge which belongs to Chaitanya, Ananda, which is the nature of Chaitanya, Satchit Ananda. Wherever you find isness, existence, Satta, is because of Chaitanya Atma. Wherever you find that knowledge principle, it's also because of Chaitanya Atma. Ananda Tattva is Chaitanya Atma. It's all pervasive. Yet it appears as though at some places we get the division of Jada and Sachetana, sentient and inert. Though Chaitanya Atma is all pervasive, that sentience aspect, the chit aspect, the knowledge principle aspect, which itself is the principle of anubhav, experience principle aspect, is available only where there is antakarana. Just as the light, sunlight is everywhere, all pervasive, but you can't see bare light. All that you can see is only the reflected light. So also in antakarana, or you can simply say mind, intellect, the Chaitanya gets reflected as it were, and we are aware of it. So the antakarana serves the linga, mark, chinna. Every thought of ours is a mark which points out the existence of Chaitanya Sarupa Atma. From that standpoint, entire creation is what Jagat is what? Atma Sarupa. Now you say this greatness is so that whatever he desires for oneself, for others, should get fulfilled, it does get fulfilled. In the lokas, heavens, etc., he desires for oneself and others. Of course, he will not desire for oneself because having got the aparoksha jnana, direct knowledge of one's swarupa, wherein one has discovered oneself to Paramananda Swarupa, no one has got any desire for the tinsels of joy that Jagat can offer. A person who has got a sumptuous dinner has no desire, at least for some hours, for daily dal roti. That's a temporary, here is a permanent. So, even if desire for someone else, it comes true. So that is what as a result is being given here. Truly speaking, this result is not necessarily the result of Atma Jnana. Even by upasanas, this can be gained, and actually it is the result of certain upasanas. But here in the context of Adhyatma Vidya, in the context of Atma Vidya, it is brought here because just to show that. So he can get even such things as such if he desires. Generally, he doesn't desire, he doesn't need them, but for others he can get. And therefore the Shruti says, those who are desirous of such gains here and hereafter should serve a jnani. Just as you worship Bhagavan, so also the adoration, service rendered to such jnanis can give you vibhuti. That is, the bhuti kama, wealth, prosperity, fulfillment, desires, etc., can be gained. He says, now let us see. Yam yam lokam manasa samvibhati. Who this jnani? Yam yam lokam. Loka here is heavens, Pitruloka, etc. On that what manasa samvibhati. He does sankalpa. Let me have this. Say samvibhati. Who that? Who person samvibhati? Vishuddha sattva. Vishuddha sattva means the one who is sattva is antakarana. Mana buddhi ahankar chate, mana, mind, antakarana. Vishuddha, very pure. In the sense, what you mean by pure antakarana? That which is totally shanta, withdrawn from its preoccupation in the Vishayas. Such mind is the, what is that? A means wherein our Swarupa gets reflected as it is in its true nature, free from the erroneously superimposed impressions of the Vishayas. So that Shuddhanta Karna. So, and therein he can gain he can know his Swarupa, he can directly experience Swarupa. As a result, it is the most pure one, wherein there is no trace of Vishayas, of course, when it has got absorbed in the Swarup. So such person, Vishuddha Sattva, means Jnani. Yam yam loka manasa samibhati. Whatever lokas, Pitra Adi loka, etc., he what? Does sankalpa, let them come true. Again, yanscha kaman kamayate. So he seeks whatever kama. Here kama is bhogas, sense pleasure. See, you should know this word kama has got both meanings. Generally, we know the word kama as desire. That is one thing. But desired objects also are called kama. Kamente iti kama. Those which are desired for. So they also are called what? Kama. So therefore, whatever bhogas, sense pleasures, vishaya, sense object, he desires. Kama. Kamayate means desire, seeks. Whatever tam lokam, those lokas, heavens, etc., or bhogas, sense pleasure, what does it do? And lokam and tansha kama, and also those bhogas, the sense pleasures, he desires. Jayate, jayate, prapnoti, he gets whatever he wills, he gets it. See, in this context, this is of course as in the case of a jnani. Even otherwise, in the world, if there is a person who always speaks the truth, satyam, and even by mistake, he has not spoken a lie for continuous 12 years, whatever he speaks comes true. This is Vak Tapas. Speaking always the truth. At the same time, no lies. 12 years, he becomes what? Whatever he speaks comes true. Again, a person who has observed ahimsa, not hurting, not injuring others, in his presence, even the wild animals, cruel animals, forget their enmity. You must have seen some pictures of the past, ashrams of rishis, etc., where tiger, deer, all are what? Cow, etc., are sitting there without harming anyone. This is what the ahimsa. So there is not a from the standpoint of Atmadhyana. But here in the case of Atmadhyana, says whatever he wills in terms of heavens or sense pleasures come true. Tasma. Therefore, but therefore, because Jnani is a Satya Sankalpa. So Sankalpa, whatever he wills, comes true. Therefore, what should be done? Bhuti Kama. Bhuti Kama means one who desires of Bhuti, glories, riches, fulfillment of desires. What should you do? Atmadhyam Archaye. You should worship, adore, serve Atmadhyani, Brahmadhyani. Because why? See, that he has got Atmadhyana shows he has got Shuddhantakar. And even that further because of Atmadhyana, that Shuddha Antakara has got that intensity. And therefore, whatever he wills comes true. In Gita Bhasha, it is said, Atma Jnana is the most purifying entity of the mind. Earlier, Shuddha Antakara necessary, but still further purification is accomplished by the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, Archit. So therefore, what is the conclusion now? This Jnani is worthy of worship for those who have got desires to be fulfilled. Who have got desire to be fulfilled. It is like this. See, Atma Jnana is so ennobling. It surpasses all punya. And thereby what happens is, this is the principle behind it. Those who serve Atma Jnani, they become the shareholders of his punya. Because he doesn't need punya. Why does he not need punya? Because he has nothing to be accomplished here or hereafter, including Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka is supposed to be the highest heaven. Even that he doesn't need because he has discovered himself to be Paramananda Swarupa, not lip service, by aparoksha anubhuti, by aparoksha jnana. He doesn't need. So therefore what happens is, his punya gets shared by those who serve. At the same time, during his prarabdha avastha, by mistake, not deliberately, by mistake, if any papa has got committed by him, by mistake, he stepped over an ant and that ant died. That papa goes to those people who trouble him, who harass him, etc. Double edged sword. So better don't go in the, if you have no Shraddha, better leave that jnani as it is. You don't interfere there. Such things will come. So that being the case, this jnani is worthy of adoration. For who? Those who have got desires to be fulfilled. Suppose there is a person who got enough vairagya. He is not interested in getting this and that. Even if such person worships, serves jnani, in course of time, he becomes eligible to gain Atma Jnana, gains Atma Jnana and get liberated. So the person who is not Sakamaha, who has no desire to be fulfilled, even such person can gain finally his Atma Jnana and get totally freed from the repeated cycle of birth and death. Let us see now. Savedaitat paramam brahmadhama yatra vishwam nihitam bhati shubhram upasate purusham ye hi akamaha te shukram etad ativartanti dhiraha. Prativardhati Dhira. Saha, that person, with that person who was described in the earlier mantra as the one who is a jnani, Atma Jnani. He knows this. Etat paramam brahma dhama Veda. His Veda directly knows. What does he know? Etat paramam brahma dhama. So that is this paramam brahma, which is dhama, abode. Don't think that is the heaven, etc. Abode in the sense it is the abode of all desired things. In Taittiriya it is said, Atmajnana is the one, Soshnute sarvan kaman saha. Jnani is the one who experiences the fulfillment of all desires simultaneously. The joy, the happiness which can be gained by different fulfillment of different desires, all put together, this jnani surpasses them. He experiences much more than them, in the sense, not that he is enjoying or experiencing the fulfillment of each and every desire. Simultaneously, it is just not possible. He is Paramanda Swarupa, limitless happiness, which is self-evident, which is so clear to him like the daylight. He gets that happiness which surpasses all possible Vishaya Sukha, sense pleasures that can be possible in the Jagat. From the happiness derived through Upadhis, embodiment, from the top of the creation, Hiranyagarbha, to any insignificant creature, all are as good as experienced by this, because he is the very source of Ananda, not an inert, but self-evident. He did not put forth efforts, just as sun is Swaprakasha, self-luminous. I is self-evident, known on its own, experience on its own, and that itself is self-evident Paramanda Swarupa. You don't need any other means to experience it. For Vishaya Bhoga, sense pleasures, you need many things. First of all, embodiment, body, Indriyas, Pranas, mind, intellect, Vishayas, Chaitanya, of course. For this, that Ananda Swarupa is himself, that he doesn't need anything which is self-evident. See, in this case, generally we hear this. There's some devotees, of course, they've got devotion, they've progressed, whether they have got sadhya bhakti. Sadhya bhakti is a devotion wherein one gets absorbed in the Bhagavad Swarupa. That we don't know. But they have progressed in the case of devotion. They say, we don't want the what? Brahma, Anasur Brahma. We want to enjoy it. We want to become and to enjoy the sugar. We don't want to become the sugar. That is an argument born of ignorance. Sugar is, of course, the source of sweetness, but it is inert in nature, for which you have to become an ant or whatever to enjoy it. But Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, which is our true nature, is not an inert entity for which you have to be a separate Sachetana entity, sense entity, and enjoy it. That me is self-evident. I am Ananda Swarupa. I don't need any other sadhanas, means including Antakarana, to enjoy my Ananda Swarupa. Even now, in the case of Ajnani Jiva, in the state of ignorance, that I, Chaitanya, Ananda Swarupa, is ever what? Shining, ever available. But we get deprived of it because of one obstruction. And do you know what is the obstruction? Our mind. Our mind, which is totally preoccupied in the Vishaya Bhoga, in such a state of flux, change, vikshepa, that the Swarupa Ananda doesn't get exhibited. That is why this mind needs to be withdrawn. That is how, see, when you are not asleep, you are not sleeping. And when your mind is not preoccupied in the Vishayas, it has withdrawn, it is calm and composed at that time, and your mind is not aware of any Vishaya sense object. You are not sleeping. At that time, whatever happiness that you experience is Atmananda, Brahmananda. Because at that time, your mind is in such a disposition, it is able to reveal the Swarupa Ananda. Otherwise, it gets scattered in the Vishaya. As a result, it is not able to display it. So that will be the case here in the person. So, who is a Jnani, who has discovered Swarupa, and those who serve him gain or become eligible to gain Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. So therefore, Saha is who? This person. With this person, Atmajnani described the earlier mantra. Saha etat paramam brahma dhama veda knows this highest abode, the abode of fulfillment of all desires, because it is his Swarupa, Paramananda Swarupa, is available as Vishaya Sukha, as sense pleasure, in different types of pleasure, a little portion of it. In Brahmananda, it is said, even the highest type of sense pleasure is just a small water spray particle of Brahmananda. Brahmananda, they are like an ocean, out of which a small water spray particle comes. That is the magnitude of Vishaya Sukhas. So therefore, he says, Dhamma is the abode of limitless happiness. Chandogya reveals, Alpe Sukham Nasti. In anything that is limited in nature, there is no true happiness. Bhuma vai sukham. Bhuma. Bhuma means ananta, that which is limitless. Purna, lacks no parichinnata, limitation. That is Ananda. So that being the case, he is the very abode of Ananda, Paramananda, independent, self-evident. So therefore, one who has got this aparoksha jnana of this Brahma. And what is that Brahma? Yatra. Yatra means Yasmin Brahmani. In which Brahma, it says, Vishwam Buddhitam. This entire Vishwa, entire Prapancha. See, Vishwa word is also derived like this. Vividha Pratyaya Gamyam. That which is experienced, that which is known through different antakarana pratyayas, antakarana thoughts. That Vishwa is the entire Srishti, entire creation. Yatra Vishwam Nihitam. That's what you said there, like the spokes of a wheel in the hub. Just as the spokes of wheel are centered in the hub, so in this Brahma, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, Satchit Ananda, entire Jagat is center. It means, as we have already seen, the Sat aspect, existence aspect, the easiness aspect, in everything, including I, is because this is Brahma only. The Chit aspect, knowledge aspect, wherever it gets exhibited, is because of Brahma. Ananda aspect, of course, is Brahma Swarupa. In Saraswati Rahasya Upanishad, which is commented by Bharati Tirtha as Drik Drishya Viveka. Very interesting text. You can go to our website, Turiya Bodha. There's a book commented by me. Title is Vedantic Ways to Samadhi. Vedantic Ways to Samadhi. Actually, it is Drikdrisha Viveka, which is a poetic commentary on Saraswati Rahasya Upanishad, taught by none other than Goddess Saraswati to Ashvalayana Muni. On that cover page, you'll find an equation. 5 minus 2 equal to 1. Beats all arithmetic. 5 minus 2 is equal to, what is it? If you go in the text, you'll find it. It's like this. This cosmos, this Srishti, has got 5 aspects, 5 facets. Asti bhati priyam rupam nama chetyansha panchak. These are the 5 aspects. What are those? Asti. Asti and not asti. Asti means bone. Asti means isness. Isness. Bhati means shines, in the sense knowledge principle. Nyapti Swarupa, Jnana aspect. Priyam, that principle which delights you. Ananda aspect. Then a specific name, Nama, specific Rupa, form. These are the 5 facets of Jagat. Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Nama, Rupa. And Saraswati Devi reveals Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam. The earlier 3 aspects, facets. Asti is Sat, Bhati Chit, Priya Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda appears to be 3, but in reality is only one entity. That isness aspect itself is Chit aspect, knowledge aspect. That itself is happiness aspect. It is described threefold because of our experience of coming across that which is destructible, that which is inert, that which has sorrow. Nama Rupa, name and form. Other aspect of the Jagat. Now you say, earlier 3 Brahma Rupam, Jagad Rupam Tatodvaya. The remaining 2 belong to what? Jagat. Nama, name, Rupa, form. Form need not be that will be seen, but a nature, different type of nature, which comes and goes, belongs to Jagat. Satchit Ananda always remains Brahma. Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam, Jagad Rupam Tatodvaya. So therefore, from 5 aspects, Asti Bhati Priyam Nama Rupa, remove 2 Nama Rupa, remains to begin with 3. Asti Bhati Priyam, but it is one only, Brahma Swarupa. So therefore, say, the entire Jagat is centered in Brahma, like the spokes of a wheel in the hub. Nihitam, And it is bhati. Bhati means it shines in the sense it is by its own known, self-evident, saprakasha, swayam jyoti. Yacha svena jyotisha bhati. Its shines is known on its own accord without the help of anything else whatsoever. It is a very existence principle, it is a very knowledge principle, it is a very happiness principle, independent of everything, self-evident in nature. And it is Shubhram. Shubhram means Shuddham, pure. What do you mean by pure? What do you mean by impurity? Impurity in anything is something other than the thing. Let us say ghee. You can say impure because some vegetable oil has been added to it. Turmeric powder, yellow. Some yellow chemical is added. Impure. So here, Shuddham, Shubhram, Shuddham means that and that alone is there. There is nothing else whatsoever other than that. It is what? The very Advaya Swarupa, Chaitanya Swarupa. There is nothing other than Chaitanya, Chaitanya. Chinmatram. Chaitanya, the pure consciousness principle only. That is the God principle. That is the divinity principle. That is the Bhagavat Tattva in reality. Of course, the same Bhagavat Tattva does and may take to different Nama Rupa as Saguna Brahma. In reality, it is one and the same Nirguna Brahma. Shuddham Advayam. There's nothing other than that. Now he says, Ye, those people, Purusham, and who are the ye people? He Akama. Those people who are Akama, desireless. Earlier people described in the earlier mantra were Sakama. They have desires. But here the person who have no desire because of their life of dharma lived in the past for a sufficiently long period. They have got rid of their duritas, means sins of past life, as a result of which the viveka buddhi, the faculty of discrimination, has become active, resulting in the sense of vairagya, dispassion, wherein they have discovered that the sense pleasures in this world, from heaven onwards up to here in the local sense pleasures, they can never make the person contented. So that is what no sense pleasures can truly make a person contented. In Kathopanishad, Nachiketa, just a boy of 6 or 7 years, when Yamaraja offers him the best sense pleasure in the entire world, including heavens, he says the truth. Na vittena tarpaniyo manusha. Man can never be satiated by vitta, means wealth in the sense of fulfillment of desires, including heavens. That discovery, as a result of which one is not at all interested in it, that is vairagya. Vairagya, not that you run away from them. Even if you run away physically, mentally your mind will be after the sense pleasure or desired objects. He has discovered that they have no capacity. So that was the staunch vairagya of who? Nachiketa. In fact, Yamaraja congratulates him. My boy, at your age, I didn't have this maturity. That's why I did Virat Agni. As a result, I have got stuck up with this now, clearing post as Yamaraja. Maybe now I am Brahma Jnani, because I got it by effort. But my prarabdha is of that of this post until it lasts. The famous fact, or a great fact, na vittena tarpaniyaha manusha. Man can never be satiated by the sense pleasures. Sooner it dawns in us, better for us. Because if at all the foremost sadhana means one has to have to gain Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, is number one, vairagya. The discovery of incapacity of the sense pleasure to make me truly happy. That makes this person to take a right about turn from the Vishaya Bhogas. Such mind, which is introvert, antarmukha, only can discover the true nature of oneself, Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa. So therefore here, this person, who person they are? Akama. We have got developed vairagya. What happens? Akama, yam purusham upasate. Ye akama. Purusham, who is a Purusha? Atmadnyam Purusham, described in the earlier mantra. Atmadnyam upasate, worship, adore, serve. Those people who are akama, free from desires, and therefore they are what? Dhira. Dhira means not literally bold, etc. Vivekina. They have got high degree of viveka by which they could get the vairagya. Dhira. This word comes in the Kathopanishad. Kashit dhiraha avrita chakshu. Some dhira, viveki, with Avrita Chakshu stands for one will withdraw the Indriyas, senses, along with the mind from preoccupation in the Vishayas, sense objects. Atmanam Aiksham. Such person gains the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. So here you say, such people, Dhiraha, Vivekinaha, who are Akamaha, who are desireless, and they worship, head over this Jnani. What do they get? Etat Shukram Ativartanti. Literally, it means Ativartanti. They cross over this Shukram. Shukram is sperm, semen, which with ovum, Shukra Shonita, sperm from the male, Shonita, ovum from the female. These are the two which go into the making of fetus. Fetus in the womb from where the offspring is born. So therefore here, they cross over the Shukra means a symbolic way of telling they are not born again. They cross over the incessant cycle of birth, death called transmigration or samsara. Means they get Atma Jnana and Moksha. So the worship of Atma Jnani, Brahma Jnani can fulfill the desires of those who are desirous of different things. And also it can make one eligible and gain Brahma Jnana if one is akamaha, one has got intense sense of vairagya. If at all delay in gaining Atma and Brahma Jnana is the want of sufficient vairagya. If vairagya is there, other means the person is able to complete like this. And if vairagya is not there, even though other means appear to be there, they are not effective at all. So therefore, this jnani also is a one, if worshipped, desirous seeker can gain or cross over the samsara sagar. Thus we have seen the greatness of becoming akama. Akama. So that means the case. For a mumukshu, this state of being akama means vairagya is the main means, pradhana sadhana, mukhya sadhana, the main means of gaining Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. This is highlighted by showing us the principle behind this. The principle behind this fact, the factor of having desires. If desires are there, what happens? That is being shown here, only to impress upon us that take to viveka and get rid of desires. Once desires are overcome, it's a smooth ride after. Kaman yah kamayate manyamana sa kamabhir jayate tatra tatra paryapta kamasya kritatanastu ihaiva sarve pravidiyante kama. We'll take next step. Om.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ